Good afternoon, and welcome to a brief presentation regarding human resource law that will be pertinent to your role as a leader in this company. Now, we won't be getting into the nitty-gritty of HR law, but more of a general overview to properly prepare you for your role. We comply with employment laws in all markets where we operate globally. In addition, our standards of labor practices prohibit the following: harassment, discrimination, health or workplace violations, and interference with workers' freedom of association. Now, let's take a further look. This section is fairly straightforward. It's illegal to harass an employee because of race, color, religion, sex, which also includes pregnancy, national origin, age, disability, or genetic information. It's also illegal to harass someone because they have complained about discrimination, filed a charge of discrimination, or participated in an employment discrimination investigation or lawsuit. Harassment can take multiple forms, like slurs, graffiti, or offensive or derogatory comments, or other verbal or physical conduct. Harassment is illegal if it is so frequent and severe that it creates a hostile or offensive work environment, or if it results in adverse employment decisions, like employment termination. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and its amendments in 1972 by the Equal Employment Opportunity Act and the Civil Rights Act of 1991 prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. As leaders, we will not be discriminating against any potential employee based on any of the aforementioned biases. Any form of disparate treatment, like demoting, firing, harassing, or retaliating based off of discrimination, coming from leaders, supervisors, etc., is illegal under this Act. Please be aware of this law when moving forward with any personnel decisions. If needed, please reach out to us in Human Resources for further guidance. The Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, which was further amended in 2008, prohibits employers, whether they are private, state, or federal, from discriminating against qualified individuals with disabilities in job applications, hiring, firing, advancement, compensation, job training, or other conditions of employment. Again, any form of disparate treatment is illegal. Within our company, you will see employees with a varied background and with varied levels of ability. If there are concerns, you're more than welcome to ask the individual if they can perform the role. However, we are not permitted to ask what the disability may be. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration Act is responsible for establishing, and the administration is responsible for enforcing, occupational health and safety standards. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, also known as OSHA, inspects and issues citations to organizations that violate these standards. We always want to make sure we are in full OSHA compliance, and we achieve this by making sure all of our equipment is in good working condition, making sure all safety precautions are in place, and making sure all employees are up to date with any compliance training. Please ensure all employees tiering up to you are using chemicals as they should and know where to find the Material Safety Data Sheet, MSDS. Please make sure employees are properly using their personal protective equipment and that all employees are following the appropriate safety procedures when operating the vehicles. If something isn't working the way that it should, please pull it out of rotation and get it inspected. Remember, safety is our #1 priority. As we reside in a right-to-work state, please be sensitive to how you handle any challenges regarding the unions that may arise. The National Labor Relations Act of 1935, which granted employees the right to associate, encouraged collective bargaining, and put a stop to certain management practices, and the Taft-Hartley Act of 1947, which protected the employees from unfair union treatment, both made it possible to have the thriving work environment that we have now. As a company, we will have certain departments that are unionized and others that are not. We cannot refuse the employees the freedom to want to associate as a union or to call for union representation when grieving a disciplinary action. Please take a look at the collective bargaining agreement that we currently have now, which is available on the employee portal, and get to know it well. For any questions, comments, or concerns about anything that we have talked about today, please reach out to our Labor Relations Department of Human Resources, and they will be more than happy to clarify. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.